just do Kuan Yin. So relax. Okay? Simple. And you still can keep everything else that you need. You need, not you want. Okay? Anything you need. Not what you think you need. That's the difference. Do not cheat yourself, because you are the only one that can harm yourself or help yourself. You can cheat anyone else, don't cheat yourself. That's all I said. Okay? Because you know. Your soul knows. Your mind knows. Even though your brain says, oh, I don't know. I know nothing. It's very difficult to want to be liberated from this world. Very difficult to want. And then difficult to continue wanting. Difficult to practice, to have it. So I'm glad you're still here and continue. Always check yourself, okay? Don't let your ego bother you, cheat you, take away your merit, take away your spiritual points and levels even. One of the Zen master in Japan, or anywhere, I forgot. I read all these things before I met you. It's years already, decades already. He says that the difference between heaven and hell is just like a hair or a blade. You know, the sharp blade that the men use to shave their beauty here, yeah? Make themselves beautiful. That's the difference. So whenever we have some wrong concept, anywhere, anytime, that is when we fall down from a higher level to lower levels. Always be vigilant, okay? Cut out immediately whatever you think is not correct. Thank you. Okay. Whenever any master reborn, the destiny changes, you know, according to the period of human history. They don't always do the same thing. Somewhere a long time ago, I read one magazine in America, and they said, Jesus, he has predicted, he said he will come back as a woman, and they will not recognize me. That's what he said. I'm not sure how trustworthy this kind of magazine's report. Okay, I'm just telling you for your entertainment info. Like Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, yeah, Avalokitesvara, she reincarnates time after time, life after life, yeah. But sometimes she was a wife, she's a normal wife, and sometimes she is somebody else, yeah. And in Buddha's time, she was just a bodhisattva, no wife, no husband, no children, nothing. Yes, you remember one of the story about Kuan Yin Bodhisattva? Yes, she was married to a man, yeah? And at night when her husband was sleeping, she saw one of his hair growing very unruly, irregularly, and inorderly out of his chin. So she was thinking, oh, she want to cut it, to trim it, make him look handsome. And she just get a knife, you know? She has not done it. She got a knife from kitchen, yeah, sat next to him and was about to do it. And she put her knife next to the neck already, chin already, and the husband suddenly woke up. And he sounded alarm, you know, tell everybody, oh, she's gonna kill me, she's killing me, help, help, and all that. The whole household woke up. And she was scared, you know, of course, she's frightened. Everybody woke up and then want to catch her. So she had to run. She had no time to explain. And she had to run, and she ran, and then on the way she saw a temple, Buddhist temple, and she went in. And she told them that she's a man. She had to say that she's a man and she wants to be a monk there. Yeah. So, of course, the Buddhist monks, they don't always check in too much about their history, or besides, it's very difficult to check now. Those days, they don't have computer. Right? They don't have anything stored in the software, hardware, or whatever ware that you say. Okay, I had no idea what software is and what hardware is and what middleware or where. I just wear what I have to wear. The rest, no idea. No. And so they didn't check anything. They say, oh, of course, if you want to be a monk, welcome, welcome. Nah? Because in Buddhist tradition, if anybody wants to be a monk, you have to let him. And if you stop them to be a monk, then you have very bad karma, according to the sutras. And if you let somebody be a monk willingly or help him, her to become a monk, then your merit is very, very big, huge, immense, Remember those Buddha scriptures I read to you? Okay. So, of course, they welcome. And the temple always need 1 or 2 more hands, to help with cleaning up, repairing, as well as, all kind of odds and ends stuff, Yeah. So she became a monk and stayed there peacefully, safely, for a while, until one of the Buddhist followers, a beautiful woman, came along. She liked him. Her, or him, yes. She liked the form of that new monk. Oh, because she's beautiful. Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, as a lay person at that time, was beautiful already. That's why she was married into a rich family, good husband. And even if she shaved her hair, she still looked stunning. She has beautiful, handsome. Oh, this woman fell head over heel in love with this monk, nun, whatever, monk, okay, so-called monk. She kept trying so hard to get him. But of course, this monk is no monkey business, So of course he refused her outright all the time, anytime, and she felt very hurt. This person, this woman, this lady, girl, she was actually a daughter of some very influential family, so she won't take no for an answer, Anyway, all of her affection is very unrepaid, and she will feel very, very, very frustrated and angry. And then somehow she managed to have an affair with a servant boy in the house. And then she became pregnant. And then in those times, if you're pregnant without being wedded, then you are a criminal. They beat you up. They dig a hole in the ground and put your stomach there. And you lay down with the stomach in the hole so that it won't hurt the baby, and then they beat you up until you confess who the father is. She confessed that the new monk in the temple, the handsome nun, is her lover. Man, okay, they came and dragged her out, her out, and then beat him up also terribly. Tell him he has confessed or not. She remained silent, because if he confessed, he's a liar. And if he doesn't confess, then also no good. They keep beating her, the woman, also, to get another father, okay? So he just keep quiet, and finally they cannot beat him up anymore. They also got tired of beating. They say, okay, you cannot be a monk anymore, and when the child is born, we will talk about that. You want to marry this woman or not? He said, no, can do, don't want. So of course they throw him out. So the temple people also cannot do much more. They put her outside in a little hut. Maybe a Mongolian tent outside of the temple gate, because he's not allowed to stay inside anymore as a monk, no more monk. And so they still let her do the work, taking care of the temple and all that, but he's not allowed to be a monk or stay inside, anymore. So he stay outside. And when the baby was born, the family, the girl, took the baby and brought it to the temple and said, you have to take care. And she wants to marry somebody else at that time. Okay, something like that. I can't remember very well. But it's not a big mistake that I made, whether I remember or not. And then, so the monk didn't know what to do. He had to take care of the baby. he took really good care with all the motherly love, which is very easy manifested because she's a woman and a loving one. So every day she, monk, went out begging for milk and food, and then bring the child up until he grows up, maybe about 9-10 years already. And then one day this monk died. The Guanyin Bodhisattva manifestation died. I mean, reincarnation died. She died, and then of course they have to, well, after a person dies, they wipe you, they bathe you with something, and then they change your clothes into clean one, and put flour or something, and then carry you into the coffin. And then they realize that this is no man, it was a woman. So everybody felt so regretful and so sad and so sorrowful. So they worship her from then on.
How can those who serve God be better tools for God? Are there any new tips or information, physically or spiritually, that Master may know that can help those who serve be more capable?
I may know, but you might not be able to. Humility.
Okay.
Humility. Respect, okay?
Yes, Master.
Because if I say that, it seems like self-serve. You have to respect your master.
Of course.
The one that saved your souls and many of your generations. Number one. Number two, you have to be humble.
Yes, Master.
Your tools. Always be grateful to God's grace that you are able to do this noble job. Never think that you are doing it, because that you stop the flow of the blessing. Stop the flow of inspiration.
Yes, Master.
Always be humble, 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 and grateful. That's all.
Okay.
Oh, humble. Okay.
Humble, yes.
Train yourself to do it if you can. The problem is, each one have ego.
Yeah.
It's difficult to think that it's not you who do it. You understand that. It's just that you cannot practice very well. The more you can practice that, the more your talent will bloom and on to the higher levels.
Okay.
So that's what I can tell you. Humble, grateful, respectful. Respectful for your master. She represents high heaven. She represents God Almighty. You must respect.
Yes, Master.
And you will have more merit, more beautiful happenings in your life, more happiness, more leisure, more lightness, more improvement in your meditation and in your work and your talent, anything. And then humble. That respect and gratefulness also included in humility. So maybe it's too much talk to you, then just say humility, okay?
Okay.
Humbleness. Because if you're humble, then you feel grateful. You know you are nobody. Then you are grateful.
Yes.
Whatever you are given, your talent or whatever.
Yes, Master.
And if you're humble, then you're grateful for the initiation which saved your soul forever. And many generations, your generation forever. And if you're humble, then you also be respectful to your master who helped you.
Yes, Master.
Unconditionally.
Thank you.
So, humility. One word. Humble. Humbleness. We are nothing. Okay?
Okay.
In this physical domain, I still am very humble. You don't see it, but I am.
Yes.
I'm always thanking all the goddesses. Even today I talked with the god of war for some question. And I thank him. He is in the shadow world and he is not a big god. But I still thank him with all my respect, truly. I respectfully salute him and thank him for doing a good job.
Wow.
And thank him for answering me. But I cannot disclose this conversation, okay?
Understand, yes.
I also need to talk to some local country god. Each country has a god
Wow.
who oversee their doing. He is not influencing anything, he is just recording, okay?
Okay.
Yes, so that he can put it in the Akashic library, in all humans' activities, okay?
Yes.
Nothing is ever lost. Whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you don't do, is all there.
Wow.
We can never deny our sins. We can never cover it. We can never hide the transparency of the universe.
Yes, Master.
We have the body, so we don't have to know too much of other people wrongdoing or hidden sins, and that's a blessing also, because if we know, we will be sick, vomiting, and we'll be not able to bear the inside of them, not just the outside. Even we see the animals suffering, torturing like that, we suffer so much already, not to talk about to know everybody else sinful thinking and act,
Yes, Master.
hidden from physical eyes. In this physical world, we have a physical body, is an obstruction, but is a blessing.
Okay.
Today I have talked, yesterday, the day before, I talked to quite a few different goddesses for different things.
Wow.
I'm always grateful.
Yes, Master.
I'm very grateful even to my dogs when they tell me something.
Oh, yes.
I thank them. I thank the spiders, and I promise them to take them up to heaven.
Master, that does come across, that you are always grateful.
Oh, I see.
Yes, for sure.
What I mean is I'm telling you this so that you know that I'm not just telling you things. I'm doing it myself. That's
Yes.
why I know the depth of that meaning, okay?
Yes.
Because if you just blah, 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 it won't affect people too much.
Yes,
So I
Master.
think you can benefit from my attitude, my humble energy, and to do the same, okay?
Yes, Master. Thank you.
Pray for that. If you cannot feel yourself humble enough, pray for it. Please make me more humble, as humble as possible, so that I can serve God. I can serve the suffering.
Yes, Master.
Lessen their anguish and sorrow, okay? Let's hope for that.
Yes, Master. Yes. We'll pray.
You just touched my heart again. I cannot forget.
We'll keep praying, Master.
Okay.
The more harmful effect is spiritual. Okay? Every time you have sex with your opposite or same sex, and if you do not control, the control only you know, it may look the same, like the normal actions, but the things you control. But if it's a sacrifice, then you cannot control. You have to let it be like normal couple. But every time you do that, it will take you 5 weeks minimum to recover your diluted power. Did you hear that? Every time. 5 weeks long to recover whatever you had before. Because it's diluted your power. Don't think it's a small thing. For example, if a master have a power to save 2 people from some accident, for example, okay? Save their lives. Unless it is their time to go, the master can save both of them with a very minimal injury. But if that master has sex with somebody during that time, just before that, is still within 5 weeks, then she can save only one. That's why many master, monks and nuns tell you to break it, okay? Stop it. Try to train yourself not to indulge in these activities you cannot control, okay? That's why you see how many people practice even Kuan Yin method. How many people get up to 5th level? Last time I told you how many. Tell me, if you remember?
1,200 around.
Something, yeah. Even if it's 100,000, compared to the world billions, how much is that? Not even 0.00000%, huh? Because it's all dissipated through these activities, sexual activities. Monks and nuns, they know better, okay? And that's why I told you also protect them. Don't go too near them, don't try. Don't try to contaminate them. Okay? Help them what you can, but unconditionally only, huh? Don't try to go too near, get the blessing, or try to even to take them home or stuff like that. So, it's very terrible. Anything you say enjoyable in this world, it comes with a price. 5 weeks long. That is if you don't do any more of this sexual activity during 5 weeks. Otherwise you even sink further, sinking. Can never make up for it. So many power that you acquire through meditation, through master blessing, through heaven's protective grace, going down the drain. Do you understand why many masters don't do this sacrifice? For peace even. Cannot use it, peace power for peace even. It costs too much, and the master might not be able to regain it. Actually, sex is another gift from God, but mostly humanity abuse it for different lowly purposes. So you see animals, most animals, they don't always have intercourse, no? Only season. And then when they have babies, they take care of baby only. And until next season, when their baby is already grown up and independent. You know that, right? If not, no, search on internet. In heaven, it's labeled as peace power. Okay, I told you already before I read this. The power that can bring peace to individual or larger body of beings is if someone knows how to use it. Okay? I don't want to elaborate here now, for rarely anyone can master and or practice for that reason, for that goal, but rather could be misused again and could be also overwhelmed by it, because it's very powerful, you understand? Very powerful. It creates humanities and the whole animal kingdoms and plant kingdoms on the whole planet here. Whatever you see on this planet came from this power. That's how powerful it is. The power of the Creator. So we could create peace and we could create disaster even. It's not the release of this powerful urge that makes any being feel peace or contentment after sexual act, but it is the undivided attention that brings about this result. But because it's short-lived nature, most humans take it for granted and crave it again and again as convenience or mood lead them. So we have long lost our mind power and willpower to control and direct this peace power to a noble application. You see, when you are having sexual act with your partner, you concentrate on that so much. That's why afterward you feel contentment. It's just like any concentration when you do meditation. But this is a short-lived thing. You see light, sometimes even, if both are very loving and caring. You can feel the earth moving. You can see the light even. But short, of course. Afterward, nothing more. Not like Kuan Yin method, you can always have it without having to exercise too hard. And it's always there for you. If no light, at least the sound, 24/7. Even when you are unconscious for any reason, even when you are clinically dead, still have that surrounding you, within you, without you. That's a very secure, guarantee method of enlightenment and liberation. This theme I've been explaining for 2-3 times, because this is the most misunderstood, the most abused, element in our human life. So I hope now it's all clear to you why in our practice I advise you to taper off, slow down, okay? Control. Now you got it? Otherwise you lose too much. You lose too much power. It's a pity. And you can only keep your head above water. And that's a pity, because you could go higher. Seeing bigger things, learning better wisdom, then you have to even take in it from me. Okay? And you can help the world, you can help many people, whomever you want to help. I mean directly, consciously even, or unconsciously. That is why life after life, many master comes and go, and many people practice different method, but we are still somewhere here. Very rare do people come up high, except for the grace of the master. Very difficult for you, even practicing Kuan Yin method, to go up anywhere. I'm telling you this so you can avoid the trap. Just practice Kuan Yin method, which connects you to your own self-nature. No harm comes out of it, no side effect, because it's you. And also if you adhere to the master instructions and follow through those easy steps, then even children from 6 years old can get enlightenment, implement it, and get enlightenment and liberation already, even if they die at a young age. They've gone high and liberated.
If you have sex and you have an orgasm, you lose 5 weeks?
No, you don't lose 5 weeks. You need 5 weeks to recover what you have lost. The spiritual power.
So what if you don't have an orgasm? Does it still take that long?
Then it's better.
How much better?
Then it's as if you don't do it.
Oh.
That's why I taught you a few weeks ago. Control the end.
Thank you.
You can still do it to satisfy your mind, satisfy your partner, but you don't have to go to the end. You don't have to climax, that's what I say, right? Then as if you don't do anything. Even beneficial to you. Because you brought up all this concentration power up, not down. When you finish, it's all coming out. Also physical body wellness also coming out. That's why you feel maybe empty afterwards, tired, and sleep. It's very well known that men sleep immediately. And women feel very frustrated. Yeah. The reason the women feel frustrated because they are more sentimental. They don't concentrate only on this act, but concentrate more on love. But men, they cannot help it. They're just so exhausted afterward, empty. Empty here, empty everywhere. And woman, if she also comes to the end, then she also feels exhausted, like that. But if both do not finish, then the love will grow even more. The peace will be even more. And it affects also a peaceful environment. That is a tantric method for using that for people who cannot avoid the couple's actions, but still retain the spiritual height and not lose anything. Then you don't need any 5 weeks at all. Even you can see the light during or after. You can feel the earth moving during or after. And you feel very peaceful. I mean, maybe immediately after that you still feel like you're not done, but then just a few seconds, and then you feel very peaceful, very contented, and very beneficial to health and mental and spiritual as well. Many women, they don't have this sexual satisfaction as men. Men is easier, okay? No matter what, they will satisfy themselves. Women, not that easy. I have suspected that maybe that's why so many women come here. Because they're happier, they're more contented. They're not so exhausted and not so blurred and trapped like men. You see so many women compared to men. Maybe because of the dissatisfaction in a couple's life, physically. But that little dissatisfaction give them more boost to grow love. Love toward their husband, love toward others. Just the love will grow more with that. Not like diminished with the finishing line. When you reach the finishing line but you don't cross, then you have more. then if you cross, if you feel completely done with the sexual act, you don't feel as good as if you control it. When you hit the height of that sexual desire, you stop. You don't waste your energy and your physical fluid and all kind of things that go with it. So that will help you even more. You won't lose anything. That's why they practice so-called tantric. Tantric is like that. For the couple to control their own sexual peak. They don't lose the physical and mental and spiritual power. If you finish, you lose, then you must wait 5 weeks in order to replenish, recover what you lost, the dilution of your power, spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, psychological, psychic. That's why humans keep losing telepathy power, psychic power, emotional power, love power, get less and less because too much indulgence. And nowadays even worse because they advertise for it. It's all in the open now. Children even have to be exposed to all this in the wrong way. So if you woman wives feel your husband is lousy, too fast, too quick, be happy, okay? He is the one who lost, not you. He's the one who lose. You more powerful, okay? More strong, more loving. Maybe that's why God entrusted women with motherhood, the sacred duty of motherhood. Okay? Don't feel sad. If in bed you're not very satisfied or happy, don't be sad. Be happy. Okay? Be happy. Feel lucky that you don't waste too much of your powers, whatever kind. Congratulations. The thing is, even like I told you last time, no matter who you are, you always have to pay for what you own. Either what you done wrong to other people, or some people has done some favor to you. Yeah? In this lifetime, you must pay them in some sort of favor or actions. That's the way it is, okay? But why does this have to happen? Why, precisely? You would ask me why. Why the Buddha, the highest of all beings, why does he even have to suffer some kind of pain or sorrow or trouble? How would the Buddha done anything wrong, even in the past life? Reincarnated as humans or some exceptional animals. Why? Anybody know? How could the Buddha done something wrong in the past life? Or Lord Mahavira even done something wrong? How?
I think because of the contract the master signed.
Yeah, that's also. Yeah.
To promise to save the all beings.
To save all beings? Okay, good, I understand what you say. Yeah, this is like that. The Buddha had become Buddha eons and thousands and billions of kalpas already. But then he descended into a human form. Or then continue the cycle of reincarnation all the time, until he became Buddha again as Shakyamuni Buddha. During all these times of interaction with other beings on this planet, either in a human form or even in heaven as a heavenly God, there's always action and interaction between the Buddha or any master with other beings. And these interactions has to be carried out according to plan. Just like a theater, like a piece of drama is written so and so. Each one has to play that part, bad or good. Otherwise you can't be in that play, in that drama. Yes. The Buddha, highest of all beings, in this world, even if he incarnated as a human, he had to do something wrong. Even against his conscience, he had to. He is forced to do that. Otherwise, he cannot be here on the planet as a human being. Understand? Therefore, some of the stories in the past life of the Buddha, he had committed something which is against his conscience. I told you already, forced by the arrangement of karma, yes. Because if there is no give and take on this planet, no matter bad or good, you cannot stay here. You cannot. So somebody asked me, Master, just finish my karma. I want to die now. I want to go to Nirvana. I want to die. I also cannot. And if finish your karma, of course you die. But I also cannot do that. You have to live out your time. It's just like a prisoner in a prison. Even though he has the best lawyer who already argued his case, and he's going to be free soon. During the time, of all the process of paperwork or law, regulation, stuff like that, he still needs to be in prison and behave exactly like every other prisoner, yeah, good or bad. It's like that, yes. Tradition of the monk, they should go for alms from different houses all the time. That's why Ananda had problem, because he had to go to a different house that day, and he cannot avoid going to that artisan house, through that artisan house, and get caught. But that's their destiny, so that the artisan girl can also become arhat, because of her love for Ananda. She followed him, and instead of catching him, the Buddha caught her and never released her then. She became nun and became arhat. Even before Ananda, oh, shame on him. Huh? Yeah. But it's not because Ananda was maybe too low level or too slow or too bad or anything that he became enlightened so slow. It's just his destiny like that, his vow like that. He has to serve the Buddha until the Buddha Nirvana. Then he can become all-knowing, all-enlightened. Because if he was too enlightened before, then his intellectual power would be less. Enlightenment is a higher level of consciousness, intellect. It's just a common element of the mind, of the brain, so that you can learn things in the world. Okay? It doesn't help you to be enlightened. But it could if you use the intellect to understand the teaching of the Master, then you had no doubt. You will be more diligent in your spiritual practice and also be enlightened easier. And that's also possible like that, yes. But intellect alone will not give you enlightenment. No matter how much knowledge you amass in this world, it helps you nothing. It just crowded your brain more and make you more confused and more maybe arrogant and more ignorant in spiritual matter, in the spiritual domain. Sometimes the more intellectually you develop, the less easy to get enlightenment. Because you're so full of argumentative info inside, and you're thinking too much of all the things that you accumulated, and then you don't have a chance all the time, the space to think of a higher dimension. Is it clear or not? Yeah? Calendar is clear, right. I remember in Taiwan, I was in a temple once. I stayed in one temple, but then some nuns, somehow we know each other somehow. Then she invited me to her temple. And then I went there, and then sometimes she has to go and do in the reciting sutra for the dead people. Many monks in Taiwan do that. Yeah. And then they make offering to them and pay and all that. Yeah. So she said to me, would you like to come along? And I come along. I said, I cannot recite the sutra. You do it. It's your job. It's better. And I asked her if wherever she goes, do they put, normally after the death, they make food and all that offering to the dead person in the family, relatives or whoever, friends or something, whoever, yeah? Then I say, do they make vegetarian food for the deceased, to offer to the deceased or not? And sometimes some family do, but mostly they just cook chicken or whatever, normal, because that's what the deceased ate when he or she was alive. So they cook the same and give it to them. And then I say, no, you have to tell them, make vegetarian before you come. The nun, the monk said to me, we don't say anything, we just go recite the sutra. I say, you must. Because in the Earth Store Bodhisattva Sutra, it says that if a person dies and then the relatives kill the animals or make animal food for them, then their karma will become heavier. And if they're supposed to go to heaven, then because of that karma, so I say in the Earth Store Bodhisattva Sutra, the Bodhisattva said that if anyone dies, you should make vegan food to offer, because if you kill any animals in their sake, or make meat or fish offering, then the dead person karma increase. Or even if he's about to go to heaven, because of that, their journey to heaven will be delayed, or maybe stopped. So they say, oh really? I say, yeah, you go look at Earth Store Bodhisattva. She says she never read it. Yeah. This is some not very right concept. Nuns and monks are supposed to study sutra first, whatever they can first, so that they can talk to other beings. But it's just so easy to become monks and nuns and go recite any sutra and then, just Amitabha Sutra, whatever, easy, simple. And then so don't need to do anything more. It's not true like that. So I say, you have to tell them. And then one of the monks over there said, oh, you, Kristikaba Bodhisattva, they call me, they think it's just an honorary kind of talk, So I remember now, so that means I read it. Yeah, some of the chapters say that. And also when you give birth to a child, mother and child should be fed by vegan. And thanking heavens and Buddha, that food should always be in vegan. The Buddha said that is better, safer for the mother and child. Because when the mother gives birth to the child, there are many yakshas, ghosts and evil spirits hanging around, wanting to take the blood from the mothers and the child when they were born. I remember that. Maybe one day we will come to that chapter and then you know that I read it. Therefore, we should not, even because it giving flesh and all that, they're also more attracted to that. And then maybe endanger the mother's and child's safety. Because all this negative spirit energy surrounding them during the sensitive time of birth.